This Acura was supposed to be a simple piston ring job, which turned into a dead valve. So we ended up replacing all the valves. Then we find out that we got a cam that's got a no keyway here because it was sheared off. And you shear off a cam gear, you got a bad cam right there. So replace that and replace all the rest. Welcome back to GasDiesel Garage, everyone. Today is episode 3 of the Acura Mdx engine rebuild. Now, last episode we rebuilt the head, but now it's time to finish rebuilding that engine. So what we're going to do today is we're going to drop those pistons out. I already did the backside a couple episodes ago, but the front we're going to do the piston rings and check anything for any kind of damage or anything like that. So stay tuned. GasDiesel Garage starts right now. Well, we dropped the pistons out of an Acura Honda 3.5 liter engine. I want you to notice one thing. You see that arrow? There's an arrow on every single one of these pistons. Now this arrow, when you install them, the arrow has to face towards the alternator side and the accessory belt drive side. So don't put the arrow that way because you'll be having some problems. Next thing we need to do is we need to take all those piston rings off. All these old ones. I don't see any damage or anything, but you need to take them off. They can be a pain in the butt. Yeah, just pull off just like that. Pull them off. There you go. Get yourself a pick. Get these out. It'll be a little cumbersome. There we go. Now that we got the pistons all cleaned up, now it's time to replace the rings. As you see, we got brand new rings. We got the oil rings. We got the compression rings. And first thing we need to do is we need to clean all those crevices up. Okay. To do that, got the special tool. Put it on there just like that. And I can tell you where I got this special tool from. Slide it on there like that. Spray it off a little bit. It's pretty clean. Now we just got to do that for the rest of it. Now it's time to put those rings on. Now I'm going to give you a close-up on exactly how they go on, because these rings go on a certain way. See these openings? They got to be staggered throughout this, because if you have them all open like that, you're gonna have some real problems. Probably no compression, stuff like that. Yeah, the oil rings go first. Put that on just like that. Mark where you got to put that one. Go right there. Okay. Now, put this one over here. Well, if that one sits over there, that's fine. We'll just switch to the other side. Right, see, opening's right there. Yeah, the other opening is right there. Now, let's stagger the next compression rings. What I like to do is I like to put this one right there. Be careful with these, because these will break. there. Now the next one, this one, these go on like that. Right. That one's done. Let's continue on. And you can use a pick to do this, but be very gentle. Opening right there, this one, the opening needs to go that way. So let's switch over like that. That was done. Yeah, we got all the piston rings on. Well, now that we got the piston rings on the pistons, now the pistons are ready to go back in the vehicle. But first, before I put them back in, I just want to show you a better close-up of that arrow. That arrow, when you place them in the engine, that arrow needs to be facing towards the timing belt. Now you got to get yourself a spring compressor or installer, however you want to say it. What I like to do is like to put some oil in this and going a little bit better, a lot easier rather. And put some oil on the block also. Make sure your rings are all in the right place. Looks like place that up a little bit. bring it down right down to the skirt. So place the skirt right in there and it'll knock right through. Tighten up just a little more. Just like that, just to where the very beginning, so you don't catch the piston rings and bend them or crack them, or I'm sorry, bend them or mangle them, stuff like that, because I've done that before. Just gotta pull down piston, connect it. There we go. Make sure you put it on the same side as it came off. Now you're not going to want to zip these down because we have to torque these things to 14 foot-pounds and about 90 degrees angle torque. Put it on a little bit hand tight or fingertip. Well, now that we got the pistons back in the vehicle, now it's time to put all that stuff back together. The oil pan, the witness tray, the head, the timing belt, and everything else that goes with it. time you put that head on. Nice looking head, got all the valves. Good shot of those. Now when you get the bolts in there, you can tighten them down snug, but don't tighten them too much because, like I say, there's a process of torquing these things. Now the first round of torque is 29 foot-pounds in the sequence that I'm going to show. Now it's time to put that timing belt on and that new tension. Alright, first on the crank, you're going to match up the arrows. Make sure they're up and down, just like this. You can see the lights blinding it. Just like that. we got the engine put back together. Let's see if it starts. Got a little bit of valve ticking, but we need to readjust those anyways, like I said in the previous part. So, hey, but it starts. No check engine light. I say this is pretty successful. I brought it back from the dead.